what's your current gripe on what the government's doing, you know, this and that. And they told me the legitimate gripes, but they identified that with all the cutbacks and all of this, they identified that people like them, people with multiple sclerosis, are being found dead in their apartments in Manhattan because of all the cutbacks. That's because they have human rights. And that's because you have human rights. The right to not be your brother's keeper. And that has been instilled in you through your man-made religions. And you have the right to forget your responsibilities in this world. Within the native world, there is constitution. There is law. And that is a matrilineal law. That is a law that brings men into balance. That does not allow men the right to do what they want. In your world, in the non-native world, this has been your problem. The women have been subdued, they have been destroyed, and men have had the right to do this. This is your problem. You cannot kill your mother, and at the end of the day, expect things to be good in your world. If you expect that, then you are insane. Just as insane as the very men who started those religions, oppressing, raping, and murdering your mothers. When I spoke to these two women in Manhattan, they cried when I spoke to them, and I told them that where the fight is not in the areas, regardless of how legitimate, in the areas that they have their own special interest. Their fight isn't to fight for more money for people with multiple sclerosis. Just as somebody who's fighting for education, that isn't your fight. That's what the government wants you to do. They want you to focus on the thing that you are going to benefit from. They want you to focus on something else. They want everybody to focus on their own individual thing. And as you're focused on those things, there's you over there arguing against the whole government machination on your own. There's this person arguing against the whole government machination on their own. The whole world is arguing. 6.5 billion people as 6.5 billion, well 7 now, 7 billion individuals on their own, getting nowhere. Because right under our noses, right in front of your face, war has been declared on our Mother Earth. By who? By your government. What they just done with the Kyoto Accord, the line is drawn, not in the sand. The line is now drawn in blood. Because it has been declared war on our Mother Earth, and by extension, declared war on anybody who would try to protect and defend her. And who is that? Around the world, it's the indigenous people, mostly. And those people are getting killed. Some of you may recall this. I think it was 2 summers ago in Peru or Chile? Peru. In Peru, they were, was it the Shuar? It was the Shuar people. They were stopping the logging trucks and the mining trucks from going to the Amazon rainforest. And the Army helicopters came and hovered 50 feet above them and mowed them down with machine guns. 29 people. Now, if you don't already know that, and you don't believe me, then you go and find that out for yourself. And you'll also find out that the reason why those 29 indigenous people were mowed down with machine guns, killed in cold blood, is so that Barrick Gold, which comes from right here, Coca-Cola, which comes from right here, and all other mining companies coming from right here so that they could have the right to go in. This is what human rights gives you. It gives you the right to kill the indigenous people who live on that land and protect our Mother Earth. And it gives you the right to go in and live there. What this crazy, insane, backwards way of thinking, backwards way of living on our Mother Earth, the true people are killed, removed from their function upon our Mother Earth, and replaced with destructors of our Mother Earth. This is what human rights gives you. You don't have human rights. If you want human rights, we do not want to work with you. If you want to exercise your obligations, your responsibilities, then I'll say to you, you will have no choice but to work with us. Because as this world is getting smaller and smaller, and as they are squeezing out all the true people, you have almost nobody left to work with. You have almost nobody left as a root to your humanity. Because I'll say this to you also. What you're seeing in Kanawaki, everybody's saying, oh, these poor natives, they're so poor. Help them. What you're seeing is the face of genocide. You're not seeing a people who need help. They do not need your help. What they need you to do is stop murdering. That's what they need you to do. Is it you? Everybody here wants to remove themselves from this practice of genocide. Nobody wants to be associated with it. I'll tell you that it's the Canadian government under the British Crown that is responsible for what is happening in Kanawaki, which is causing the genocide that you're seeing. That is the face of genocide. And you're ashamed to see it. How could this happen in our country? No, this can't happen here. You only say that because inside, in your subconscious, you are ashamed. You know why you're ashamed? Because what you are a part of, what you give power to, what you give your money to, is a bunch of goddamn murderers. Always has been, always will be. Will not change. So what is it that you want the right to? What you need the right to is the right to exercise your humanity, the right to your identity. What is your identity? What's